It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Northern Monk Brewing Company and NEIPA and True. And this is a can of their Dark Matter Decadent Stout. Unite in a space race to find dark matter. 8.4% ABV, 440 milliliter can. Roast, malt and chocolate. Now, I picked this up yesterday in my Morrisons. I wasn't even looking for beer. I was buying stir fry for the family meal. And I thought I'll have a little wander down the beer aisle, see if they got any new stuff down there. And lo and behold, they had a Northern Monk double dry hopped IPA, and they had this Northern Monk Dark Matter. And I thought I'd pick it up, but they didn't have any stickers. They didn't have any kind of price stickers on the shelves. So this is probably going to cost between £3.50 and £4 a can. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. I like NEIPA and True. I think they're a great brewery. They've just expanded in the last year or so. They're a brewery down in Bristol. They've just built this super-sized brewery and bar. It looks absolutely terrific. It really does. Look at that. And Northern Monk, well, Northern Monk have been on a bit of a journey recently. We'll talk about that journey in a bit, I suppose. All depends on where this beer is, where this beer sits. Is this going to be one of those kind of sweet confectionery stouts, or is this going to be a proper imperial stout? I'm hoping proper imperial stout, because they put roast malt and chocolate on the side of the can. And that gives me a lot of hope. We got a 3-finger tan coloured head. It's a jet black beer in the glass. Good levels of carbonation as you rock the beer back and forth. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. Let's get the aroma. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, yes, yes. Now then, roasted malt coming through, a little bit of bitter dark chocolate, there's a little bit of kind of hoppy notes coming through. That's plum and fig and prune. Ooh, this is exciting me. The aroma is really exciting me on this beer. So many of these supermarket stouts these days are super sweet and kind of way too sweet for my liking, but this has all the hallmarks of a traditional roasty toasty Russian imperial stout. Vanilla, a little bit of molasses in there. Oh, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Oh. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. What a beer. What a beer. This is incredible. This is incredible. The mouthfeel is rich and creamy. Thick like engine oil. And then you're hit with a little bit of sweet malt. I can feel the hops and the roasted malt. It's kind of on my lips. I can feel that kind of stickiness on the lips. Look at the lacing on this glass. Look at the lacing on the glass. Oh, this is fabulous. Along with that big, rich, creamy mouthfeel, there's a little bit of carbonation that just lifts the beer. It just lifts it slightly. It just says, you know, it's not all about the engine oil, the mouthfeel of the beer. There's a little bit of carbonation there just to kind of lift the beer slightly. And that helps to push the beer around the inside of the mouth. There's lovely roasted flavours coming through here from the roasted malt. There's bitter dark chocolate. There's bitter coffee. And there's a little bit of sweet caramel. But all those flavours are coming from the malt. I once went to a malt roaster. It was a malt roasting machine at Brewery in Poland. So Żywiec make the fabulous Żywiec porter. You've all probably heard of the Żywiec lager, Z-Y-W-I-E-C, I think it's spelt. You've all seen that Polish lager, probably in the corner shops of the whole of the UK, or in Polish shops, probably seen it there. But they make a porter. It's a very famous porter. It's about 10% ABV. And when I was in Żywiec Brewery, we went to the roasting. They had this kind of little building where they had this old-fashioned roasting, and they would actually lit a fire underneath this conveyor belt, and they were bringing through light malts over the conveyor belt, over this fire. And by the time it kind of passed over these, I think they were hot coals in truth. When the malt passed over the hot coals, it roasted a bit like how they roast coffee. And of course, when you roast malt, when you roast coffee, because a coffee bean is green before you roast it, and then it becomes dark and roasted when you roast it. Of course it does, like most things. If you roasted me, I'd probably come out really kind of blistered. But my point is, it changes the malt. It changes the malt from tasting sweet, biscuity, to more of like you get flavours of bitter dark chocolate, bitter coffee. Fabulous. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. This is exactly what's going on in this beer. They've used quite a lot of roasted malt in this beer. And it's not flavoured by artificial cocoa powders, hot chocolate powders. It's not flavoured by coffee. This is all done by the malt. And I applaud Northern Monk for this. I really do. And of course, Wiper and True. Because what they produced here on the supermarket shelves of Morrisons is a fantastic throwback, if you like, to what Imperial Stouts should taste like. I mean, if you told me this was a glass of Courage Russian Imperial Stout, then I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I'd say, yeah, this could well be Courage Russian Imperial Stout, which is one of the very famous Russian Imperial Stouts of the whole of the UK. It's brilliant. Spot on by Northern Monk. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic Russian Imperial Stout at 8.4% ABV. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Brilliant beer. Please go to Morrisons and try it. Thanks for watching. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe, like, comment, boom, cheers.